Hello everyone. Well, I'm Pat Burns. You probably know that by now. Hey, there's something I want to talk to you about because I help people with this all the time. It's the mechanics of blowing a good whistle. So, I've done a little research on this, and it's all about using the right muscles. It's a diaphragm. It's a muscle that's right down here, center of your stomach. I can explain that a little bit first. Here's how you know when you're using diaphragm muscle. Let's pretend you want to fog your glasses up and you go, that hot air that comes out, that comes from your diaphragm. Now, at that point, you're not using it very aggressively, but it's called diaphragmatic breathing is one thing. And it's kind of a meditative technique where you take deep breaths, you hold the air in, and then you release. But you feel that in that center of your stomach. So why is that important? Because that is the muscle and the device you're going to use to blow that great whistle. That great whistle's got to be an explosion of air. It's the best way I can describe it. It's that kind of explosion. It's that, and you feel it all the way down in your abdomen. It actually takes your groin muscles to work as well. So let me go into this a little bit further. How does that relate to blowing a whistle? Now, you all know what the Green Monster is. It's a whistle that I developed in 2003. I used it at the National Open Championship. And it uses a P-less whistle. It uses the guts of this whistle right here. The current one is called an Acme Tornado 635. It has 3 chambers that the air comes across. One of the challenges in P-less whistles is that they don't have a lot of resistance or back pressure. That makes it so that if you don't control your air, you run out of that air too quickly. So here's how I go about it. Take a deep breath. I store it down in my stomach, and then I put my tongue over the opening. That's how I trap the air. And then when I give that explosion, it's a hard burst, and then I cut it off. And here's how it, if I wasn't blowing a whistle, this is how it would sound. I mean, that's when you make that noise. That noise itself, I have a decibel meter, is 90.8 decibels. That's not the whistle, that's just the noise. When I blow the whistle, it's using exactly the same sound and technique and muscles that I just did to make that aggressive grunt. It sounds like this. Well, that was 115 decibels. I've blown it. If I really nail it, it'll go up to 128. Let me try that again. 124.6. It's almost the maxed out on this decibel meter. So, you've got to learn to use that diaphragm. There's a lot of good material in singing and voice lessons about strengthening your diaphragm, learning to control it. Breathe in through your mouth. It's that pow blast. So, how do you blow a great come-in whistle? That's that, and it goes like this. It's 3 super aggressive bursts, explosions of air from your diaphragm. I don't bite down on this whistle. The old ones you could. This one is fragile enough that you'll cut off the air to the middle. You'll pinch it down too much. But I go. That's that firm come-in whistle that you need at the end of a tough blind when you're in that red zone. So learn to use your diaphragm. Do a little bit of reading on it. There's some great stuff on the internet that explains how to feel it and how to generate that explosion of air that blows that great whistle. And this whole process isn't just for a green monster or any of the other replicas of the green monster. Any of the whistles, if you use that grunt explosion out of your diaphragm, that sharp burst and stop, if you just blow, this is what it sounds like. Well, that's pitiful. Versus the diaphragm blow. Remember, it's now, you don't always want to blow that super aggressive whistle. Sometimes you want to blow a softer whistle. The dog's in closer and you don't want to frighten them. You want to relax them. So you might, but it still uses the same muscle, just not as aggressive an explosion. You might want to blow just a little bit of a softer version. You're trying to talk him onto a point or near a gun and he's a little worried. Well, you don't want to blow that, oh my God, whistle. And you want to save that mean whistle for that 300-yard mark. He's hunting on a point that you need to kick him off of and you're worried he's not going to stop. Well, you blow that whistle and they feel the chill of the whistle. That's that explosion, like you've reached out and grabbed him by the collar. And if you can learn to master that use of the diaphragm in blowing a great whistle, it's going to improve your game. So I hope that was helpful. Have a great day, everybody.